I'm currently 1261, as you can see right here. Let's just get straight into it. Let's start a game. Okay, we do have the white pieces against Mr. Eli Lombara from... I apologize if anyone actually knows that country and I just butchered that name. But he played d5 and I took, and now the queens are out. Now that his queen's out, so my knight got out and he brought the queen back. I'm just gonna bring my knight out. Just probably bring my bishop out to c4, push my pawn to d4, and then just castle on the king side. Okay, now I'm gonna bring my bishop out. He's moving so fast. This is a rapid game. Like, he has time to think, but okay, whatever. Rook to e1 seems like a solid idea here. The knight does come to d7. I need to finish my development, so obviously I need to get this rook into the game. So if I just play maybe queen here or here, I think I like queen here, and then let's get the rook over to d1, and we should be finished with our development, but just like that. So I'm trying to predict what move he could try to make here. Okay, the pawn gets pushed. I'm not really sure what this move does. It feels like a bit of an inaccuracy, if I do say so myself, because where's the pawn really gonna go? Let's just finish our development with rook to d1, and now we're just gonna start an attack. Okay, queen to b6. That does attack my b2 pawn. So I probably could defend it by playing like b3. And then my bishop can obviously come back. So I'll just play b3, defend my b3 pawn, defend my b2 pawn by pushing it. And okay, that's actually a decent move. Pinning my knight to my queen with the bishop. But I could easily break this pin. Maybe just by moving the queen, but then the rook is pinned. So ideally, I want to kind of kick this bishop. I could move the rook back and then play rook to a3, but then then I feel like that's just losing a tempo when I could be attacking. And is there any real threat of him actually taking here? I don't know. So honestly, maybe even just moving the knight into the position, that kind of seems like a solid idea. I can't lie. If he does adjust my chair. Ooh, okay, the cross pin coming out. Or not the cross pin, just applying pressure to my pinned piece. That is quite a decent idea there. I could just take the knight. And yeah, because obviously I can't really double defend. I can't really find... I could play this rook move, but I don't really want my rook in the center just yet. So I'm going to take the knight with my bishop. It's obviously not ideal to, you know, trade your bishop off for a knight. Trade your bishop off for a knight, but that is what I'm going to do. And this knight I could take, but I don't see the point in doing that. I could also play this, but then he just takes. I do want to break the pin, obviously. But I'm under quite a bit of pressure here. So I'm not actually even sure what's the right move here. Oh my gosh, I am fumbling over my words. I could attack the queen, and then if takes, huh, that might work. Hold up, does that work? If I put the queen here, or put the knight here, and he takes, I take, and if he takes, I take. You know what, maybe that's a decent idea. Okay, he took the queen, I'm gonna take his queen, and if he takes my knight, okay, he took my rook, so I'll take his rook, and now his bishop's under in danger, so he's probably gonna move the bishop back. Okay, he takes my knight that was hanging. Well, it's not hanging, it was protected by the pawn, so I'll take back, or I could take the bishop. So I have a choice here whether I want to take the knight or the bishop. I feel like taking the this is actually important here. I feel like this could be a big turning point in the game if I don't play this one entirely correctly. Taking the knight or taking the bishop. Taking the bishop, but where will the knight go if I do end up taking it? Is the bishop more of a threat than the knight is? I honestly have no clue what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to lie. If I take the knight, or if I take the bishop, the knight has to move. So, but okay, if I take the knight, if I take the bishop, the knight's probably going to move back to here or here. If it goes to here, I can't play this. I have to play this. and then I can escape by b5. So I think I'll take the bishop, honestly. That may be the wrong move, but I feel like it's best I don't give him the bishop here, because if I had taken the knight, he would have had the bishop here, and in open positions in the middle game, that's not ideal. Okay, he has moved the knight out. He's attacking this pawn, so I will just probably defend it. If I defend it and then I go here, I can still escape. I can still escape with a4, so I'll just defend right there. He's probably gonna move the bishop, allow his rook to attack my knight. So I'm predicting bishop d7. Okay, he just pushes the pawn, attacking my bishop. So I'm just gonna move my bishop all the way back. There's no point in keeping it on the on this diagonal. I don't really see any merit to that currently. I feel like the bishop isn't really too active anyways, but it's not too bad, right? So I could take here, and I probably will, yeah. If he takes with the knight, okay, I'll just get my knight out of danger. No reason to keep the knight here for too long. Now he attacks my rook, so I guess I could attack the knight. I don't see where he can go that like is too much of a threat. So rook to e3 seems like a decent idea here. Now okay, he does just move the rook back. It looks like that's just a free pawn though. So that's just a free pawn, and now I'm just ahead by a pawn. But he could play this. Oh, if he plays this, I'll have to probably play c4, because if I move the knight, then he can take the bishop. So maybe that was a bit of an inaccuracy there. Okay, he does end up attacking the knight. That's not even too worrisome though, because I have knight to e7 check, and no, but then the king just comes here, and yeah, there's nothing there. I could defend, but I don't really want an isolated pawn, because he could take if I defend. I don't really want an isolated pawn, so maybe if I just go back and attack the bishop. Let's see where that leads us. Now the bishop kind of has to go back. Okay, the bishop just goes to f5. Now I do need to be careful. I need to put my rook back here, because if he plays rook here, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to try and prevent that from happening. So what could I do here? I could bring the bishop back and try to put it on this diagonal, and then if this move comes out, I can probably play here. But he just has so much attack, like his pieces are pretty much on my side of the board, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to like attack and properly, if that even makes sense. Also, please let me know if what I'm saying actually makes sense, because I feel like right now I am just literally saying anything that makes words come out of my mouth, just to make sure I'm not like silent. Okay, the bishop comes to g4. I could push either h3 or f3 to kick the bishop back, and I feel like maybe f3 is a bit of a better idea. He has no dark squared bishop to challenge my king on this diagonal, and pushing the bishop back here is probably beneficial. So let's do that. Just pawn to f3, kick the bishop back, and probably just try and see what I can do. Okay, the bishop just goes back to f4, f5, sorry. Now I could play bishop to a3, attacking the rook. That does seem like a pretty decent idea, but then if the rook comes over to, let's say, d8, which is most likely, how do I go about defending such a position, right? So I feel like just moving my king here is probably more solid, because if the rook comes here anyways, at least my bishop will be able to prevent a check on d2. Attacking my knight, that is a interesting move, to say the least. I feel like I could either retreat the knight, put it here. Okay, obviously that's just a blunder, so I'm not going to play that. So here, attack this, no. This seems like the most solid idea. So knight to d5 is what I will play. Okay, that's a check. Oh no, that's a fork. No, wait, hold up. That's a check. He's attacking my king and my bishop, and the knight is the only thing that I can use to take. And if I just move my king, he's gonna get the bishop for absolutely free. So yeah, I have made a bit of a mistake there. Wait. Yeah. That's a big mistake by me there. I could give this check. Does that merit anything? Probably not, but I guess I'll play it because I'm kind of in a bad position here. So I'll just give this check. Okay, he does move his king, but I'm just gonna play maybe bishop a3 and just defend the knight. That doesn't even seem too bad. Like, I could actually end up winning this if I play this carefully. Yeah, like, okay, he's attacking my a2 pawn. I have absolutely no way of defending it whatsoever. But I do have a discovered attack on the rook by moving my my knight. The question is, will he see it though? But I have no check though. I could go here and then obviously threaten this check, or is it better to threaten a pawn? I'm just gonna go here. Wait, no, that blunders my knight. There's a good chance this video is not gonna get seen. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's just a free. Okay, let's see if we can win this endgame. Probably not, but gonna try my best here and just see what I can do. Yeah, I only have 1 minute on the clock. What? Oh my gosh, I have not been using my time appropriately here. That is for sure. Let's push this pawn. Don't really have anything yet. The pawn's defended. The bishop's defended by the pawn. There's nothing my king can do about this formation whatsoever. Yeah, I probably just resign. This and this. But the king gets in. That's bad. Oh, what? He sacks the bishop for a pawn? Wait, the position's dead even. What? I was not expecting that. Hold up. I can win this. Can I? Maybe. Okay, I'm running out of time. What the heck? Hold up. Wait, no. I don't think I can win this because the pawn's just going to get pushed. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to prevent this pawn from pushing. I think I'm fast enough, right? I am fast enough to stop the pawn. But he's going to take here. Okay, I am fast enough to stop the pawn. Takes. If the king gets over and takes this pawn, yeah, if the king takes this pawn, I can just promote. Yes. We win. We have to win, right? Because I'm just going to stop the pawn. Oh my gosh. How have I won this? How have I won this game? No, this is highway. This game is actually highway robbery. I had no business winning this game. Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. I had no business winning this game. I need to check out the analysis there. How and why did he choose to sacrifice the why did he choose to sacrifice the thing? That didn't really make any sense, did it? Oh my goodness. Okay, I push the pawn, book move. Knight out, bishop out. I'll do this. Everything so far in the opening is fine. And pawn gets pushed, rook over. Queen out is an inaccuracy. The better move was to kick a bishop. Okay, this was also an inaccuracy. I should have played knight here. Fair enough. So not terrible. Yeah, this was actually a decent move by me. And okay, yeah, taking the bishop was the correct move. Okay, the knight goes back. That was the correct move. Okay, everything so far. Okay, that's an inaccuracy, but I didn't punish it properly. I should have played rook to e7. Okay, knight goes back, pawn takes, bishop here. That's an inaccuracy. I should have defended. Okay, that's fine. Bishop goes back. That's fine. King up. What? This was the best move? How? But he gets that. I was supposed to move my king back and lose the bishop? How does that make any sense? Wait, no, hold up. That doesn't make any sense. This is a blunder. The computer wanted me to... I'm winning here? How? The computer wanted me to move my king back. But then he takes this. Oh, but then I have this. And no matter where the king moves to, that's the best move. I win back the material instantly. and then he takes this, and the position's pretty much drawn. That's crazy. How was I supposed to see that? Anyways, that's a blunder. Yeah, and here I'm just completely losing. Even this isn't even terrible somehow, even though it just gives away a knight. But then, by some miracle, by some absolute miracle, my opponent... What? This is a good move? I'm losing here? Huh? This is a good move. This is a great move, in fact. A great move. Another great move. That's an inaccuracy. I'm down 3.8 here. Takes. That's the big mistake. He should have played h takes g4. Pushing there is a big mistake because my king gets in and I made the right move there. My king is fast enough. He takes, and at this point, there's nothing he can do to prevent my g pawn from promoting. I stop his b pawn, and I get checkmate. What a roller! Oh my gosh, that game was actually crazy. What a roller coaster! What a roller coaster of a game. Damn, that was crazy. But yeah, if you made it this far, you should probably subscribe because wow, that was actually crazy.